Welcome to the Key to All of This with Tim and Dylan. I'm always Dylan. He's always Tim. What's up?
I'm feeling pretty good. And you're right. I'm always me,
hmm
and can't escape that fate.
You're really good at it too.
Thanks. I embrace the
You,
part.
no one can be you like
I
you.
embrace my parts. No
Gross.
one can be me.
I'm embracing my parts right now. I'm not wearing any pants. Cool. YouTube's gonna shut this this right
Yeah.
down
Uh,
immediately.
the SWAT
Um,
team's at my door right now.
yeah. I haven't really been in the office since you visited because
And,
I work downstairs and I'm watching Jovi. And I just saw in the trash can that there is a full, large Smirnoff Ice in the trash because someone didn't finish it when
yeah,
you
you
found it in the
just
closet.
noticed this.
Yeah. So thanks.
You haven't seen it till now.
Yep.
That Smirnoff Ice has so much bacteria in it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh
Don't
no.
drink
It
it.
looks yeah, it looks good.
Don't die mid-episode.
Yeah. Yeah, let's start the show, I guess.
Yeah.
Today's topic is we're going a character route, and this guy is total badass in the comic books and in Book of Boba Fett, but BK, Krrsantan, Black Krrsantan, whatever people want to call him, he's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's incredible because, I mean, his backstory is just so wild. It's like
Mm-hmm.
he wants to he wants to like fight in the fighting pits, like he like
Yeah.
seeks it out.
Mm-hmm.
And he seeks out like the pit just to give him like I find this really funny. He seeks out these guys who run the Zonti brothers who run the fighting pits, and then like to join them and to volunteer for these pits.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, okay, we'll do that. They give him all these modifications, and then then at the end of it, he's like, I'm gonna get my revenge against them. And it's like, well, you kind of signed up to do this for
Yeah.
free. It's like an intern being like, why am I not getting paid for this internship I just signed up for to do for free?
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't know. I find his like I don't know what is going on upstairs, but it's not good.
Yeah. He's hard to kind of figure out because he's bad a lot, but then he's also good in Book of Boba Fett. Well, I guess a bad guy fighting other bad guys, but yeah, he's wild.
Yeah.
I
I also think that yeah, he has a good like a soft side.
hmm
Like he works with like Afra for a bit, and then almost willingly decides to work for somebody who wants to like capture
hmm
Afra, and it's just yeah, he
Pickling
goes
Bud.
through these phases where it's like you think he's like a good dude, and then he just immediately reveals that he's a kind of a psychopath.
Yeah. Did you know how he got the scar on his eye?
Is it Obi Wan Kenobi
Yeah, fighting Obi-Wan.
lightsaber? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's from the comic books. He's obviously where else would it have been? Um, yeah, he's Obi-Wan's like fighting off Krrsantan while I think Luke is in a T-16 and
Mhm.
like actually is like flying it, which is a cool little callback to
Contracting.
yeah. Um, yeah, I love the arena. So the comic books, that was like my favorite thing. We talked about this with Boba Fett basically painting his entire self black to pretend to be a different bounty hunter so that he could try to find who stole Han Solo and Carbonite from him. And so
Mhm.
you get a lot of like really cool fights and stuff in the arenas where Krrsantan is. Oh, somebody's coming for you, Tim. I hear the sirens.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I live in the Bronx, so get ready for a lot of sounds of police helicopters and medical emergency vehicles. So,
hmm Is it because you're embracing your body parts?
Yes, and the window is very large, and I need every square foot of it, if you know what I
Hmm.
mean.
Yeah. So Krrsantan, I I love this. There's like when we first really get him in Book of Boba Fett, like he's with the Hutt twins, but when Boba Fett is in the back to tank and Krrsantan like rips him out, beats the hell out of him, roughs him up with the knuckle dusters,
Hmm.
flips to then helping Boba Fett to the point where Krrsantan like gets the hell kicked out of him and shot and all this stuff, and he's like, somebody's like, do you need to use your back to tank? And he's like, somebody else is using it, and he doesn't even give it to Krrsantan. It's like this perfect
Didn't he
circle,
also promise to give it to Krrsantan too?
something like
You're like,
that.
you fight for this, you're gonna
Yeah,
get the back tank.
yeah,
It's
and
like,
then gives it to
kidding.
Cobb Vanth. It's just
Panther
it's stupid.
refrigeration.
Yep, Cobb Vanth refrigeration. Um, it's just like so funny because clearly Chrysanthemum needs it, but Boba Fett's probably like being super petty, like, "Hey, you attacked me in there, so
Mhm.
you're just gonna walk around with a bunch of holes in you."
Yeah, I mean, he really gets roughed up in that fight too.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's been shot and stabbed, and
Mm-hmm.
he's still. I don't know why. I don't know how he's still alive, but it's. I like when they create really dangerous characters in Star Wars, and then they show how like powerful and like evil other characters are
Mm-hmm.
when the characters that are like big and terrifying are scared of them.
Yeah.
So when Chrysanthemum fails in his mission to kind of beat down Kenobi for the over that water tax,
Mm-hmm.
um, he flees and leaves Jabba the Hutt out of fear of retribution. This is a person who volunteers for fighting pits to the death
Yeah.
for fun,
Mm-hmm.
and he's afraid of a Jabba the Hutt. And I'm like, that is a great way to make it clear how bad Jabba the Hutt is.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. That it's huge, like a huge like wake up call because Jabba's just this little dumb worm, and the way that Han Solo talks to him is, Chrysanthemum's scared of him, but the way that Han Solo talks to him, it's like he's got some brass nuggies.
yes, he does.
I can't say balls on this.
It's gone from brass knuckles to brass. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You can't say that word you just said on the air. Glad you
Yeah.
didn't do that.
Yep. So Chrysanthemum, I really like getting new Wookiees in the story. Um, I'm glad that they had Kalnaka show up. We get a Wookiee Jedi,
Mhm.
but we get a fierce Wookiee bounty hunter, which great. Thank you.
And
Thank
also,
you for
we've been
adding that.
dying to see. I mean, we guess we saw it in the deleted scene for Force Awakens, uh, with the arm being ripped off by the
Oh yeah,
Wookiee,
yeah. The deleted
but
scene
we
of
haven't really seen it
Unkar
actually
Plot.
happen.
Yep.
Yeah, so for him to do it to the Trandoshan,
Mm-hmm.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
Makes good on. Every time they set something up in the first film, it gets paid off organically.
Mm-hmm.
Decades later
Yep.
is, I think, a big payoff, and they do a great job of that.
Yeah. It's probably best that they didn't have Chewbacca rip Unkar Plot's or Unkar Plot, Unkar
Yeah,
Simon Pegg's arms off.
yeah.
And also the deleted
Actor
scene,
Simon
he just
Pegg.
grabs them and then just gently pulls them and they come right off. It's like there's
Yeah,
no bone or ligament or anything. It's just
just plop right off. Yeah,
Unkar Plop.
plop.
So Chrysanthemum, I hope we're gonna get him in Mandalorian and Grogu. I don't know why we wouldn't,
Yeah.
because it seems like they're building a big team of trusted folk to take on Gideon and the Empire. But what I really want to see him in is Star Wars Outlaws. I want to run into
Yes.
him. I hope that there's some kind of arena fighting in that, because it seems like that would be like the perfect game for that to happen.
Yeah, and also I'm like so excited to see more arena fighting.
Hmm.
It's something that I mean, I feel like they set up so early in like the video games, and then to see it in different iterations, now in the TV shows, and but
Hmm.
also in the comics, it's like I want to see more of that.
Yeah, yeah. They have they're doing a remake of Bounty Hunter, the Star Wars game with Jango Fett, and there's arena fighting in that as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Hopefully the controls get a little bit better, because the original one was very clunky,
Yeah.
but very fun game. And
I
apparently
remember I had
you're
a
able
friend
to
who was
get.
really good at that game, and I don't know how he did it because I would try to do it,
Hmm.
and I would fail so quickly at it.
Yeah,
He would just play for almost like hours. He's
yeah,
very good at it.
yeah.
Yeah, don't know
Is
why.
he still playing it right now?
He hasn't stopped. They have a catheter and feeding tube. He's not even awake.
Yeah. I hope that the feeding tube is in the right hole and the catheter is in the right hole.
Oh no, they switched it up. Oh god! Ah, I just realized.
Oh, we'll get that guy in a bacta tank.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I want to see more knuckle dusters. I
Hmm.
just love that that's what they're called, and a lot more Krrsantan.
Me too.
He's great.
Maybe see some of the backstory in a flashback or something. Like
Yeah, I wonder if we'll get
recreate the moments
Afra.
from the comics.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll get Doctor Afra in Mandalorian and Grogu,
That would be
because
great.
it's
Love that.
supposed to be like the end game of Star Wars. So hopefully, but that's all I've got for our boy BK.
Yeah.
I love him.
Uh, BK, have it your way. You will. Yeah, I love this character. I want to see more.
Yep. Also, I really want they do the retro style of the action figures, so it's like the 3.75. Um, this style.
Oh,
And they
cool.
did Krrsantan, and you have to look up that figure because it's so goofy, but I need it.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
All
It's gonna
right.
be my Halloween costume. So.
Ooh, we should. I was gonna say I'll shit on your shoulders. I'll sit on your
Great.
shoulders, and we can go
Awesome.
as BK together.
That sounds great. I like the second idea more than I like the first.
Me too. Um, well, thanks, Tim,
Yeah. Well, listen, Dylan. You're threat to shit on my shoulder. May the force be with you.
and not on you.
Aw, thanks.
You're welcome.